although, still have to compete with things like secondhand clothes.
Yeah.
And so that's also that's a negative factor. Yeah. But I feel like going to school for it has...
We're live.
Thank you for bearing with us. Those who are waiting on YouTube, thank you. We are live and there. So ladies, and thank you everyone in the audience. Welcome to Nairobi Design Week 2021. This is our first event and we're doing live streams every day, all week at 6 p.m. East Africa time. So today we have art journeys in times of Corona, group of amazing women from around the world, joined by artists and designers from Kenya, who will be talking about residencies, collaborations, digital collaborations, grants, and working together. That's what this whole festival is all about. So then tomorrow we have What Design Can Do, and they have a really incredible project that's a worldwide open call to designers and creatives and entrepreneurs to use design to change the world, and it's the No Waste Challenge. So please check that out. They have some really fun, incredible content out on their YouTube, and you can see that as part of yesterday's launch as well. So we really started the week on a high point yesterday. If you haven't seen the launch on our YouTube channel, please go check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments. Leave any questions for the creatives, because I'm sure they'll be hanging out there in the comments throughout the week as well. And then on Wednesday we have Saisa and Miss Rebian, the Bambis, telling us what it's like to be queer in the creative industry. So we're very excited for that one as well. And then on Thursday, we have free mind sessions on creative collective consciousness. On Friday, we have another opportunity, and that's Under Our Skin. Under Our Skin is a human rights film festival. So we're very excited that they'll be announcing that and how you can get involved and sharing that with all the filmmakers who you know. And then on Saturday, we have the Eat, Design, Repeat launch party, which if you haven't seen, that's our community. It's like an app that we've built to let our community hang out, showcase their work, find opportunities and come together. So that's this week, the 3rd, 10th of April. I'm Adriana and I will hand you over to Naitiemu.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited for this. So excited to see all these amazing creative ladies with amazing stories. So today we'll take you through an interesting project that we've been working on called Art Journeys in Corona Times, which is all about a traveling art piece, an art piece that is traveling through all the continents of the world. And it's been a digital collaboration, but with a physical art piece that will eventually be exhibited at NotQuite Gallery in Sweden. So that we're really excited for that. And we also are joined by Emelie and Cornelia from the project, who will share more about that. And we're joined with Wakianda, Rosemary, and Mbithe, who are 8 design repeaters. Basically, the creatives who we've been able to work with during NDW, and they'll be sharing some of their content also. So thank you for joining us. So I'll share screen just to give an overview of what we are expecting. And first, I'll let you all introduce yourselves as I share screen. Where is share?
Who would like to go first? Let's do 1 minute. Let's do the structure for this will be kind of, let's have the next 6-7 minutes introduction, so maybe a minute each. Then we can have 10 minutes on the project that everyone's been working on, and then we'll go into the rest of it on the residencies and the grants.
Okay. Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm Wakianda. A multidisciplinary artist and a fashion designer. And I'm really excited about the discussion we're gonna have today. And yes, yeah, happy to join you guys.
Okay. Hi, my name is Wangari. I am a fashion and textile designer. I'm also an artist. Yeah, I'm really excited to see everyone's work and what we're gonna discuss today. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Emelie Wilander, and I'm a Swedish artist. Also mainly working with textile art, and I do lots of collaborative projects with the material as a base of a common base. Yeah, and I will talk more about the art journeys in Corona times that I started later on.
Awesome. And my name is Naitiemu. I'm an artist, a material artist, performance artist, and artistic director, and really excited to be here today. I'm also creative lead at Nairobi Design Week. Yeah, so let's get in this. So these are some works by Wakianda. Wakianda, perhaps you can talk more about your work, just a little bit information about what you are doing here.
Okay. So on the first piece, the one that's blue, yeah. So basically that I remember that was back in 2018, yeah. And I was trying to experiment with fabric, and it was just a journey. I had just started. I'm a student at Kenyatta University taking fashion design and marketing, and at the time I was really interested to see how I can implement what I've been learning in school to my art pieces, and just juggling with that knowledge that I had. So I remember I literally looked for fabric. That fabric is literally tie and dyed, so I dyed it. Then I created fabric manipulation patterns on it, and I sewed my characters. So I remember that piece. I remember it was titled "Crossing the Barricade." It was for a show at Manjano exhibition. At the time, I was actually applying for it. That's why I made that piece, and it was all about Nairobi at the time. So yeah, basically that piece was towards that exhibition, and it was amazing. I really feel bad that I didn't really expound on that series because there's a lot of pieces on that. But yes, so on the second piece, so that's what we call as designers avant-garde, or in simpler terms, just wearable art. It was I was participating for Kenya Fashion Awards, and at the time we were required to create wearable art pieces. So it was really exciting for me because I was just working with everyday materials. So I was looking through the house, what can I actually find? And I had serviettes all around, and I had straws all around, and it just worked out for me. So it was one of the best experiences I've actually had, where I had to get out of my comfort zone and do things that were just beyond. So that place, we actually went all the way to Magadi to take that shoot, which is really, really, really interesting. For the third piece, that third piece was a school project. and it's still wearable art or avant-garde, and I was required to make an outfit. There's a female version of that, but the one you're seeing is a male, and it was inspired by royalty in the 16th century. So I literally had to get inspiration for that time. So that is a whole clock. It's only because it's not complete, but you can see, once you see the whole picture, it's a clock and a crown on the guy's head. And the fourth piece, wow, that pushed me beyond. I had a client who came up to me and was like, they needed something that's African traditional, and they wanted something that would inspire that. So because she's Kikuyu. So I literally thought working with sisal, because that sisal would really work for that whole taking it back in time. And basically that.
Mm-hmm. Just to explain to those who don't understand, Kikuyu is one of the tribes that we have here in Kenya.
Oh, yeah.
And the sisal is one of the traditional materials that we use, that has been used with the Kikuyu in making stuff. So that's where you got your inspiration. They're really beautiful.
Yeah, Thank you.
Rosemary.
So,
yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you had something more to say? Sorry.
Yes, just to add on that. It's just I've been all rounded, just always experimenting and finding more interesting ways as an artist to create. But at the same time, it depends on what inspires me. I feel like everything and anything can inspire me at that moment. So whatever inspires me at that moment, that's what I will create. But you can always tell it's just usually all experimental and with just everyday materials, but I'm not limited to that. Yeah.
Thank you. The works you see here are by Rosemary. Perhaps Rosemary can talk more about her works.
Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm going to take you through my work. So let me start with the red ones because they're correlated. It was a project that I did for school. The project was about sustainable fashion, and you could choose an aspect in sustainability that you wanted. So for me, the thing that inspired me, I drew two forms of inspiration, the burlesque and animals, because I wanted to use vegan fashion as my sustainability aspect. So I made prints from, my inspiration was the ostrich eye. I don't know if you can see the print on like the bottom. Since the ostriches are now considered endangered species, especially here in Kenya, it was one of the main inspiration. So yeah, the collection was really a campaign to educate people on the animal cruelty in the fashion industry while making it aesthetic as well, and yeah, incorporating burlesque fashion, because the burlesque dancers are pretty inspiring, and also they back in the day they used to use a lot of ostrich feathers, so everything was really drawn back to the same thing. Everything really merged. The second one was a collaboration between me and this model who's in the center. She's called Isabella. We were doing just a random shoot for February. It was the month of love, so we recreated Venus. We also wanted to make her wings, and since we're all sustainable and not using feathers, we decided to make this huge boas using fabric. And yeah, I'm really into avant-garde fashion as well as Wakianda. I really like your work. And yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. I still am working on a few more projects. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. You can get to see more about. Sorry. Awesome, yeah. I'm saying you can get to see more about Rosemary's work in the festival because she was one of the creatives who spoke about their work. So check it out, still on YouTube, and yeah, get to know more about this project. We have Mbithe Mutavi's works. Oh, did we lose Mbithe?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry. I'm here. Okay. Hi, everyone. So I can see from my illustration, it's just bold colors.
Sorry, am I the only one who's not hearing you
just
properly?
trying to
No, we've lost Mbithe.
explore the shy areas of myself. I've always been shy, so I try to use my illustrations to give me confidence in using bold colors and having outstanding outfits, just doing the most when it comes.
Sorry, guys.
Can you hear me now?
Better. Yes. Yes. We didn't hear anything you said. Sorry.
Hey, can we keep going? Mbithe,
Yeah,
would you like to try again?
We'll get back to Mbithe when she's back online.
I'm sorry about that. I was saying that my illustrations, I draw Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
So what I was saying is my illustrations mostly are made up of bold colors and very, let's say, unrealistic color from the hairs and the makeup. And that is mostly because I'm trying to draw more confidence from my illustrations. I've always grown up to be a shy person. So I started using bold colors just to try and gain confidence where when talking to people, when doing so when you see my illustrations, everyone would assume I'm so bold and confident. So that is what I am trying to build every day, and anytime I am doing my illustrations, I am mostly going for the bold colors and African women because that's who I am, and I'm really, really happy for that. Looking into the first illustration, actually, all of them have flowers. I'm also trying to incorporate flowers and botanics just to make it a little bit cute and edgy. That's the whole process of this being bold. That is what I am going for. And for any person, I'm trying to advise people, wear whatever you want, make it as bold as you can. You can mix and match any colors and just go out there and be presentable and confident and cute.
Wow, so beautiful. I love the colors. Wow.
Thank you.
Definitely. And also you can get to hear more about Mbithe's process and work in the festival. So check out Nairobi Design Week Festival. Link is in our YouTube channel and on our IG. Link is on the bio. We'll move on now to introducing Art in Corona Times, the project. I'll let Emelie introduce the project and take us through it, a little bit of what it's about.
Okay, so yeah, since I said earlier, most of my works nowadays is collaborative to get artists to meet and through making. And when Corona hit us, it was I was just lost in what to do with my art. So I had to find a way to get artists to meet, even though we can't meet live. And since the making is a big part, or like having the same material in your hands and be in the same room. So I got a stipend here in Sweden for residency at home, and then I started to think how to do this in Corona times. And I started to talk with my friends, and they talked to their friends, and because I wanted to do one art piece that travels around the world through all the continents, and I had to like find artists around the world, and yeah, you see the map here. We managed to find each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Friends of each other's friends. Yeah.
You can see the map has artists from literally all over the world. Like we have Lei Yan from China, Julia, from Australia, Stella, all the way. And at least here we are in Kenya.
Yes.
Sorry, I just flickered. Yeah, and I'm so happy to have met you through a different friend. I met Emelie through Pia. Pia is another creative friend, and she introduced us and the project, and I was really happy to have been part of this project and seeing the progress so far. Yeah. So anything more to add about what the piece is and why this project actually came to be in terms of what the piece is supposed to represent?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a textile piece or something textile-like from your home surroundings that you somehow connect to Corona, and it speaks about your experience during this time, and then too that you add on to what you got from the artist before you. So I started with this. It's a handkerchief or napkin, and I was actually pregnant during Corona times. So this is a napkin from when I was little, and I embroidered my fetus onto it, because I had this feeling of being somehow safe with my baby inside me. I don't know, it's difficult to explain, but it was a scary time, but I know that I had a future with my child. So because it's a lot about feeling lost and don't know when this will end and how things are going to look when it's over. But I felt like I don't know how the world will be, but I know that it's me and my baby in it. So that's what my piece represents. And then it went on to Stella, and she's not with us, but yeah, maybe Cornelia can talk. I think she has it now and can show us. I think.
Oh, wow.
Live. Yeah.
Amazing. We'd love to see it.
Okay. So came in the mail from
from Lili, who is living in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And it's very exciting when you get an art piece in the mail.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah. So here's the piece Emelie was talking about. And then it went to Stella in Sweden, right, Emelie?
Mm-hmm.
And she added this piece. And then it went to Lili, and she added this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now it's up to me.
Awesome.
What
Awesome.
I add, yes.
That is so awesome.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this one piece can tell so many stories by just traveling from all these different people. And so far that we've met, you know, we're 10 different artists who didn't know each other beforehand. I think not all of us knew each other. And now we're sharing intimate stories from just this one piece that has been traveling around us. And, you know, it has happened at a time when it's COVID time and we're all full of different emotions, different things are happening. And at some point you realize how important it is to be connected to a piece that you're creating and togetherness in terms of we're all sharing this journey together. I remember, was it Stella who wrote the letter to us and told us about the experience she had? Yeah, it was Lili, right?
Yeah.
And she told us how, yeah, she was anxious that entire time. And when she got that piece, she couldn't do anything with it until she wrote that order. And that was it, right? It's really interesting. And yeah, beautiful.
And I think especially with textile art, there are so many hours in here, and you know that the artists have touched these pieces for such a long time and sent them on. That is something special about textile art, I think, that you're really holding, symbolically holding a piece of somebody's life, their lifetime in your hands because they spend so much time on it. And to have this in a time when we can't physically meet, to have the artwork, it's just great, yeah.
Yeah, these are some of Cornelia works here on the side. Could you talk more about this perhaps a little bit?
Yes, this is work I did at NotQuite when Emelie and I organized a residency, a 4-week residency at NotQuite in Sweden, where we invited 10 artists to live with us and explore the space. The residency was called Space Becomes Place. So how to make a space, an unknown space, your own through exploration. And it was a 4-week residency and then an exhibition at NotQuite with the work that everybody did during that time. And so what you saw before, the roots, that was the work that I did during that time in Sweden. And I wanted to spend that time thinking about my roots. I feel like I have roots on different continents. My husband's family is in the US. I studied in the US. I've worked in Iceland. I have connections to Sweden now through Emelie. I am German. I live in Germany. And so I wanted to think about roots and how deep my roots go in the individual places. And in my head connected it to the the pain it takes to leave a place. So the deeper the roots are, for me, the harder it is to leave a place, to say goodbye. And in a technique I wanted to explore while I was in Sweden was cyanotype. So where you photosensitize a surface and you can expose it in the open air under the sun. And I wanted to have an image of roots. And I found these tiny roots. I didn't want to uproot a tree to get a root because that would have been impossible for me and also cruel, I think. So I found small grasses, plants, and the individual roots are this small. And I photographed them and then made a digital negative and blew them up to be about, well, this is, the height is 1 meter of these pieces. So to make the roots really big. And then I found Swedish table linens at a flea market. And I thought that was a nice connection to the Swedish history and somebody's history. These were somebody's table linens and they used them in their family for their family dinners. And I'm connecting these table linens to my history and to my roots. And yeah, these are the pieces, and you can see in the woven textile there are flowers as well. You can see a little bit from the side. Yeah, so these are the pieces, and they were exposed under the Swedish sun in July of 2018. Was pretty nerve-wracking because I had one go. It had to work.
Wow.
So these are
beautiful.
The pieces of the roots, and the piece is called Attaching.
Wow. Wow, it all just feels so connected, you know, this togetherness, this mesh that comes together. And, you know, you can see the Do Not Touch Me piece. And as Cornelia was showing us the image from, sorry, where am I? As Cornelia was showing us the image from the piece that we are creating, you could be able to see the piece right there, right? Do not touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So could you tell us more about the residency, Space Becomes Place?
Yeah, me and Cornelia actually met on another residency in Iceland in 2015, I think. And we decided that we wanted to collaborate. So we started textile journeys and traveled to each other's workspaces to investigate them through materials too. So I went to the New Mexican desert and did a lot of dyeing with plants, and Cornelia went to Sweden, and we met in Germany as well. And after a year of doing that, we decided that we wanted to take other people into this and that NotQuite would be a good space for it. So and we started to think about what was the main focus in our what we wanted the residency to be about, and then we decided that Space Becomes Place is what we both work with, and it's an interesting topic to see, like when a place you go to, when you get connections, when you get the roots, when does it feel like it is something to you?
Yeah.
And we did this through materials. Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
you talked about this being a collaborative project with many different artists. Is it something that you do regularly? Is it something that how do people get involved in these collaborative projects if they would like to join, perhaps?
Yeah, how do they get involved, Cornelia?
For example, we have a couple of creatives who are listening to you right now and perhaps wondering, if they'd like to know more about the project, or if there's this regular residencies, especially from here, Africa, how we can collaborate. Is there opportunities like that?
Yeah, I think because the most of the projects is through friends and contacts with friends. Like I met you in Naitiemu, and so I think we have the connections now to build on, to do something together. I think this is how it works. You know me, you know a lot of artists around Africa and other places, and I know a lot of artists, and then we decide to do something together. And then I apply for money, because it's a lot of money in Sweden to do collaborative projects. And please get in touch with me. You have my name on the screen, and it's my contacts are online. So I love to do projects together. It's what I live and breathe for. It's everything. I think togetherness is, it's the only way to live.
That's true. Yeah, we'll share more information about this. Okay, talking about projects, Cornelia mentioned that that she had a project to do with the remote conversations grant. Maybe this is a project that would be interesting to hear more about grant applications and how people can collaborate across different locations and how people actually go about it. Please tell us more about this.
Yes, remote conversations. That is a project that I applied for with my with the government of the German state that I live in, Thuringia, and I was granted some money to develop this project, Remote Conversations. I'm in the developing stages now. I just got the grant last week, and I had the idea for this project because of the limitations at this moment due to Corona, to meet other artists and to travel internationally. And this is, just as Emelie said, to me, it's very important that I work internationally. I feel that personal connections just break down borders. It's interesting. You can talk and talk and talk and read about it, but once you make personal connections, it becomes real, and people become friends, and they're not strangers anymore. And so I had this idea for remote conversations, that for this time when we can't travel, that I will pair artists, local artists from my art community here in Germany, with international artists, and give them a platform for conversations. It can be written, it can be letters, emails, video calls, and I would like them to get to know each other, to talk about their artwork, to see similarities, differences, and just meet each other the way they would at a residency, for example. And at the same time, in the background, I'm building up a website where then I will have an online exhibition with the work of these artists. So I would really like to be able to promote artists' work on the website, and it will be the artwork, it will be parts of the conversations if the artists feel comfortable sharing. If not, that's fine too. They only want to show the artwork. And the goal right now is to have the first online exhibition of 4 artists, maybe more, in December. And my wish is that this will be an ongoing project where I can feature artist conversations regularly.
That's awesome.
Yes, and I would love to get in touch with African artists in Kenya, through you, through anybody watching. Please get in touch, and yes, I think that this will be exciting to pair people up and see what comes out of it.
Does any of you have a question? Perhaps I'll let creatives perhaps have questions about the grants or application or anything you want to ask.
I have a question. What kind of artists are you looking for? Are they just artists in general, or what kind of artists?
I think artists in general.
Okay.
I think that because I'm still in the developing phases of this project, and I'm open to anything, and then we'll also see when I start pairing up artists. I don't know, should they be doing similar things or totally different things? It could be very enriching.
Okay.
Pairing a visual artist with a performing artist, or yeah. I'm open to anything.
Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, it's good to know that there's opportunities. Yeah, please go on.
So Cornelia, is there a theme you're working towards, or is it just open to anything? Is there something, if artists were to relate to, they could actually quickly join? Like, for instance, in this meeting, most of us are just either designers or artists who are working with textiles, so it was easy to relate. So in the same way, I'm asking, is there a correlation theme, or let me put it straight, is there a theme that you're working towards for that, so that any artist who can feel they relate to it can easily just join or apply for?
I think it's not restricted to a theme or to a material. I'm very interested in work that relates to the land, to in my work, I work with remote places lots of times, and the contrast between proximity and distance, between space and place, as we had it in our residency, the unknown and the familiar. But this can be found in any medium and in anything. I can imagine working with a writer and a painter, or at the moment it's all open.
More like cross-linking things, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. We'll have more discussions over this and see how we can work further on this project. So just as we are winding up, we'd like to have a little discussion about grant application. For us as creatives, we try to apply for these grants sometimes, and we have a lot of creative ideas in our minds, and sometimes we don't have enough resources to accompany these ideas, and that's why we sometimes apply for these grants. However, the main problem that comes in is how, if I want to apply for a grant and I want to get it, how do I do it? What are they looking for when they're looking for these people? How did you get it? So could you share a bit of tips, maybe?
should I talk now? Well, I think it's the most grants I got is when I really know, I really thought through the idea. Like I have a like clear point of what I want to do with the money. It doesn't have to be, it shouldn't be totally finished, but they have to like see the value with giving you the money. So I often start with, I think the process has to be fun somehow in getting, so I start with getting people together like this, maybe perhaps just over, like in Sweden we have fika, it's like coffee and a cake at 10 o'clock every day. You just have it like a pause in the day and you get ideas. And if you do it like regularly with the same people, you get the idea like closed in, thinner and thinner, and then you can apply, because you know the people, and you know you can work together, and you have a clear view of the idea. And then I think it's yeah, most of the time it's and I also think it's good with this to collaborative things, to collaborate over as many kind of borders as possible, like just in like different countries, different materials, different like yeah, political ideas, or like to collaborate. That's in Sweden anyway, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think even here we really emphasize on collaboration. The whole Nairobi Design Week Festival has been such a collaborative effort. Creatives have been able to come together, just put everything together from the beginning to, you know, to the process of creation, to post-production. And yeah, it's just together we are stronger together. That's the one thing I think that has come out very clear from the festival and from all the activities we do in Nairobi Design Week. Is just when we are together, we are stronger.
Yeah, it seems like you're such a great team. I want to join you. We have to do something.
You're welcome.
You know.
Oh yeah, oh yes. And we're already doing something, right? We're already starting now, and we haven't started now. We've started a while back since we met, and now we just keep pushing. So yeah. So thank you guys for joining us today. I'm just flickering through the screen so you can have a bit of the views of what we are talking about, the fabric that's been traveling in the whole world. These are some of my works these are woodcut prints. Actually, these are screen printed. These are woodcut block here. These are works by Kali Works. They bought my designs and they went to screen print them. So what I do is, these are woodcut block. Once I etch it into this African mask. It was actually inspired. It's a project inspired by African masks that I started in 2017. These are masks from Congo, West Africa, especially because that's where the mask originally started, from Africa. So this is, for example, the Punu mask. And once I get the woodcut block done, I print it onto, it can be paper, it can be anything. So for example, I can't see anything around, but yeah, I can print it onto paper and then onto t-shirts. Yeah, and you get results like this. So bit of playing around with woodcut print and fabric.
Yeah,
You can find these t-shirts at kaliworks.com and get more from them. More works from different creatives. Here are the participants, around 10 different artists, female artists from all over the world. Shout out to all of us and thanks for joining us today. Yeah, so we'll wind up.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope to see you all in Sweden.
Thank you too.
Or maybe Nairobi.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. This has been amazing. This has been a really amazing, energetic start to the week. And we've got a question as well on YouTube chat from Felix Atari, who says, beautiful synergy. If I were to ask a question, how would you describe the energy of this session? So in one sentence, phrase, or word, let's go around in a circle. Let's start with Naitiemu.
I'd say roots. That's the one thing that stood out, roots. Yeah, the foundation.
Who's next?
Go for it. Nominate the next person, or Rosemary as you're speaking, and then you can nominate the next person.
I'd say collaboration. I really like the idea of like the art thing all over the world. It's pretty good. I really like that.
Wakianda?
No, I would say I love the whole aspect of unity that is being created here in a time where we feel sometimes isolated. So I feel like it's made us more unified. Yeah.
Emelie?
Unity.
Unity, that's a good one. Perfect.
Yeah, I think
these are great words.
Yeah. Togetherness is a good word, I think. And maybe some of you can also be be part of this art journeys, do a piece. Maybe Naitiemu you can arrange for more people to join.
Definitely. Yeah. That would be awesome. That would be really awesome.
Definitely.
I think so, yeah.
I would like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. More togetherness.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. And then we also
Cornelia?
Yes.
Similar to, it's probably just a synonym, community. Synonym to unity, togetherness, community across borders. Yeah, I'm just amazed that I'm sitting here in my studio in Germany and I am part of Design Week Nairobi. And together with all of you. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
We are happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Shout out, Lili was here. I didn't know Lili was here. Hey.
Lili.
Hey.
I'm really sorry, everyone. I joined because I understood that it began now, and I think that I've misunderstood the time.
Oh,
Really
yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. But it's nice to see everyone's faces. I caught the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
So in that case, Lili, have you got any
Perhaps
questions for the community, or have you got any challenges that you're facing as an artist that we can help with as a community?
That you can help with as a community? That's a very generous question. I think that it's mostly about some sort of communal support and open communication. And that's what I find productive in arts communities. And it seems that through the conversation that I've just overheard that there's a lot of that during Nairobi Design Week, but I missed the beginning. So I really can't speak to it specifically. Doesn't feel like my place.
No problem. We'll share the whole recording right after.
Yeah.
Yes, it's available. We are still live on YouTube, in fact. And that's probably, unless we've got any final thoughts, I'll give you a few moments.
Could Lili just... Okay.
Oh, Lili, please introduce your work.
Could
I'm
Lili-
sure you've
Yes.
seen some of the
Yeah.
work I shared on screen. She's
Yes,
touched the
please.
piece.
What did you share?
I just shared, we just shared some bit of the piece, the traveling piece, right? So yeah, that was part of what we shared. Yeah,
But-
exactly.
Did Cornelia share her piece as well?
It's not finished.
I don't want to see it somehow.
Work in progress.
There's something really nice about the anticipation or the reveal, this delay that correspondence has that I think is really beautiful. Maybe that's something about the Corona times that has flattened this space and time and communication because everything is so immediate. And there's something really nice about distance and delay and waiting that project has that I don't want to see Cornelia's work just yet. Maybe I'm not ready.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're winding up, guys, and we've had an awesome time. And yeah, let's catch up tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. East African time. We'll be having what design can do, exactly. What design can do, and they'll be having the No Waste Challenge, which is something you should check out. Yeah, it's all about being aware of our environment in especially fashion. Yeah.
So this is where we are. This is where we are on the schedule tomorrow. And this is where we've been. The live stream will be embedded on the website directly here. So you will have access to it. And you can find the launch from yesterday here if you haven't yet checked it out. It's right at the top of the page. And of course, featuring all of these incredible creatives, including Rosemary Wangari, including Wakianda, who is on the Eat, Design, Repeat app, and including Mbithe as well, who had also incredible stories to share during the launch. So that was so much fun. And we encourage you all to check it out and let us know what you thought. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Happy to see all of you. I know we all don't want to say goodbye, but I think it's that time.
Actually, wanted to know, what does Lili do? Lili, you know, we all gave our own introduction, so I wanted to know, who is Lili and what is she about as an artist?
Thank you, Wakianda. I also would love to know who is Wakianda and what she does. But I will listen to the recording. I'm an artist and I live in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. I work mostly with textile. I also make video, and I'm working right now on a sound research work that's also about textiles. It's a podcast. And I have been working with found material. So I work with waste clothes, waste fabric, but I also work in felt, and the piece that's in the project that Emelie has organized is a bit of felt work with text on it. Yeah. It feels very strange to share what I do without reciprocating being an audience, but I share my attention later.
For sure.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, we'll definitely share more contacts in between and just get to see what each one is doing. Yeah, and just connect more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will stop the live stream there. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and we shall see you tomorrow. Bye.
6
You can all
p.m.
say bye in your language.
Yes, please.
Kwaheri.
Kwaheri.
Do widzenia.